Ladies and gentlemen, it's a chicken sandwich here, and I decided to do a vlog today. It's been a while since I've uploaded, and I decided to try kind of a different video idea. I wanted to do something called my controversial thought. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, controversial thought, keep that off YouTube. We like to be politically correct around here. Not that kind of controversial thought. Maybe I'll do a video on a controversial thought. People will be like, I don't like that idea. It's controversial. Can't talk about that. Anyways, my controversial thought of the day is kind of a funny one. So this, if you guys like a video like this, if you want to see more of my face, I don't like the way this camera's making my face look because it looks like I've been wearing a mask and I'm sunburnt, but I'm not. It's just maybe a bit of rosacea. I don't know if I have that or not, but my face is a little bit red right now. Now, my controversial thought of the day is the best Batman film to date is Batman and Robin. I know, Nolan has done some amazing things. Tim Burton was a better director. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to defend this point. Now, Batman as a character. I'm going to talk about the flaws of Batman and Robin as a film. Victor Fries was not Austrian. Bane, is probably one of the bigger topics, was not a mindless drone muscle head at the whim of Poison Ivy. George Clooney is Batman. He had some funny parts, but he was not a great Batman. If you revert back to my video about duality of men, you will understand that Batman, you have to, whenever you cast somebody as Batman, you have to cast him as Bruce Wayne and Batman, and you have to look at both sides. Now, Batman and Robin, the merits of the film to me, in my opinion, the reason why it is the best Batman film, I'm going to actually put it as in the non-Nolan movies, because Batman and Robin to me had a better pacing. To me, it was somewhere it was kind of campy. It kind of took it back. Some of the humor was kind of back in the 1960s Batman, kind of throwback, kind of funny stuff. I know Arnold Schwarzenegger only spoke in puns for the most part, but the thing about it is, to me, as far as the villains go, aside from Bane, Poison Ivy was kind of true to her character of who Poison Ivy is. Up to that point, I know the character has evolved since then, but she was very true to her character. Victor Fries, Mr. Freeze, was very true to his character, what his motivations were. A matter of fact, out of all the villains, out of Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, which is the worst film, in my opinion, and Batman and Robin, Victor Fries was the most convincing of all the Batman villains out of those movies. Because he, to me, he was probably the most in-depth of all the Batman villains. Now, you could probably argue that maybe the Penguin, who was kind of dark, and like they really spent time with the Penguin in Batman Returns, and I like that film. I really do. I love that film. But Batman and Robin to me is the best, because one of the best aspects of it was the how they maintain truth, like the true to Victor Fries and Poison Ivy. Bane we won't consider him in the film because that really wasn't Bane. Now, in all of the, I can touch on why Batman Forever was the worst movie, because okay, Jim Carrey makes a good Riddler, but Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, and he was the least faithful of any of the Batman villains put into film. Now, I'll tell you one of the reasons why I think Batman Forever was the worst of films is because it was produced by Tim Burton and it was directed by Joel Schumacher. Batman and Robin wasn't produced by Tim Burton. Joel Schumacher could do what he wanted. I believe Batman Forever suffered from schizophrenia on ideas of how they wanted to do a Batman film. The ideas of Tim Burton and the ideas of Joel Schumacher. Now, Joel Schumacher will go down in history as the worst of all the Batman directors. And he's not the best. He's obviously, if you put him on like Nolan, Burton, and Joel Schumacher, he's obviously not he is the lowest on the list. But let me tell you what he did that kind of impressed me with what he did. Okay, he turned Gotham into a character. The city has so much personality in the design. It was clearly inspired by ancient Greece and Greek statues and Atlas holding the world, with the observatory and Batman and Robin. But to me, a lot of people I've heard hate Robin. Robin, to me, is one of the most faithful characters, along with Victor Fries and Alfred. Those are the three most faithful characters in Batman and Robin, and in all of the Batman films up into Batman and Robin. I'm not counting Nolan, it's a completely different universe. Matter of fact, I might even argue that Batman Forever and Batman and Robin are in a completely different universe than Batman and Batman Returns. Because, there's a couple recurring, Alfred is a recurring character, Commissioner Gordon is a recurring character in all of them, but the universes are so different because of the different directors that you might argue that they're in a different universe, especially since Michael Keaton was in the first two. I love those movies. Don't get me wrong, those are great movies. But to me, Batman and Robin is the one I've watched the most, the one I've enjoyed the most, and to me, it's the one I can get into the most when I'm watching it. Because, another elephant in the room about the movie is Batgirl, and it's not Barbara Gordon. But let's put it into this way: Batman has had changes of cast throughout the universes. Robin has not only been Dick Grayson, has not only been Jason Todd, has not only been Tim Drake. How about Damian Wayne? They have changed the cast a little bit throughout the series. Damian Wayne was Robin in another universe, and you have to realize that there are bound to be some changes amongst universes and everything like that. You gotta take everything with a grain of salt whenever you watch a movie. Batman Forever was just a horrible film. Now let me talk about why George Clooney, I don't like him as Batman, but he was an excellent Bruce Wayne. He did have some funny lines whenever whenever they were bidding for the love of Poison Ivy, and all of a sudden he pulls out the Bat Visa, and I was like, that's funny. That's a funny moment. That movie was funny. It's the reason why I think I like it the most, because that movie was meant to be funny. It was campy. You could laugh at it. You didn't have to take it too seriously. The setting was Gotham was well built. I really need to stop chasing wild hares here. I need to talk about Robin. Chris O'Donnell, I've heard, is that Robin ruined the movies. Robin ruined the movies. Well, let's put it this way: he was faithful to Robin. Robin is a one-dimensional character. You don't have two sides to Robin. And Chris O'Donnell exemplified what a mature Robin would be, who Dick Grayson is. He was an upstart punk who lost his parents in the circus, and all he's trying to do is find his place in the world. And he exemplifies that in Robin. Becoming Robin, he finds a role. He is Robin even when he's Dick Grayson, whereas Batman has to have two different lives because he has a personal life, and he has Batman, and he has to separate those. But whereas Dick Grayson, he is very one-dimensional. He is who he is, and he was a great character. Matter of fact, I would argue that if they made a Nightwing movie, that Chris O'Donnell would be a great Nightwing. You know, I mean, look at what Chris O'Donnell has done recently, like NCIS. I love that show, and he's excellent in that show. You know, I mean, this commentary is going on a little bit longer than I wanted to, but the thing about it is my controversial thought is out of the first, well, technically first 5 films, because you got to count the '60s Batman movie. If I say first 4, out of Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin is the best film. I mean, you guys can lambast this if all you want, but it's my personal opinion, and I'll defend it to death. Val Kilmer, worst Batman, worst. Well, he wasn't worst Batman. He was an alright Batman, but he was the worst Bruce Wayne. I would argue that if anybody had a great role as Bruce Wayne, it would be George Clooney, because George Clooney is kind of a larger-than-life man when it comes to acting. I love him. I love him as an actor. Michael Keaton had the best balance, in my opinion, out of anybody who's ever played Batman. You know, but like, I mean, go through, watch Batman and Robin. Take the points that it's a funny movie. It's a funny Batman film. Laugh at every stupid thing that's said, and you'll enjoy the film a lot better. Whereas, like, whenever I try and watch, like, Batman Forever, I will quote as the worst Batman film. It is very schizophrenic, whereas where it tries to be funny, like Batman and Robin, and it tries to be serious, like Batman Returns, and tries to take darker themes. Whereas, like, I like how Batman and Robin throws back to has like a campy humor like the '60s series. I mean, look at these movies. Batman and Robin is my favorite. I hate to say it, but that's my controversial thought of the day. If you guys have agree with me, disagree with me, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. This has been a chicken sandwich with his controversial thought. Y'all have a good day.